Good morning. This is Tanya Smitherman with Batson Associates School of Real Estate, and I also have with me today Manisha.
I'm here. And if do I have
I also have today Manisha Munikar with Batson Associates School of Real Estate as well.
hey everyone, Manisha Munikar here and with Batson Associates School of Real Estate. And we are so excited every time to bring you this market research for the previous month. And for that matter, this month we will be talking about March. And I will have our screen up, and this is what our March looks like. This is the Acre website. And, this is a quick snapshot of what March looks like for us. And I am going to go into all the data that we will be talking about. And let's see, the first thing that we want to talk about and start with, like we always do, is with sales in March. And we use the data that is from Acre and also Greater Alabama MLS. So sales, March home sales in the Birmingham area increased 22.5% year over year, from 1375 to 1684 closed transactions, making 10 consecutive months of year-to-year gains following seasonal trends. And we talked about that last month as well. Sales increased 34.6% from February. Sales are now up 18.7% year to date. And it's just, it sounds like the sales are just going up. And again, the momentum is not slowing. The momentum is there. Right, Tanya?
Yes, it is. And, just like we talked about last month, every month it's still going. The inventory, the sales, everything is staying consistent with the trend right now. And we were looking back in December, January, February, and now the March numbers. And for the inventory, the trend is the same as well. It's decreasing. So homes listed for sale decreased by 30.4% year over year. So that was last March, we had about 4,435 listings. And now, this March, we only had 3,086 listings. So that is a deep decrease of the months of supply of inventory. So the inventory last March of 2020, was 3.2 months worth of inventory. And last month in March of 2021, our inventory was only 1.8%. So this is really showing that it's still a seller's market. And they're getting, elevated appreciation on their homes because the inventory is so low. So now we'll take a look at what the pricing looks like.
Yeah. So the median sales price in March was $258,150, and that was an increase of 5.4% year over year, and it's an increase of 3.3% from February. And you can look from the chart that it did go up as well from February to March. And all these really, it can contribute to statistical volatility and also, pricing. It just looks like, again, it just looks like the median sales price with everything else is going up as well. Now, Tanya, did you want me to talk about days on market, or do you want to?
Yeah, so days on market, I can go over that and the forecast. So the homes sold in March, they averaged 25 days on the market. That is 11 days faster than March of 2020. So not only is the inventory low and the pricing is higher, but the days that it's taken to sell the homes are much less. So if you are a seller, you definitely want to take advantage of these conditions because you can get your house sold in less than 30 days and make a good increase in profit. Now, don't get discouraged if you are a buyer because this is such a seller's market because the interest rates are still really low. So it's still a really good time for you as a buyer to buy as well. Now, the forecast, March sales were 9 units. So this was below the Alabama Center of Real Estate's monthly forecast. So Acre had reported 1,693 sales for the month, while actually the sales were 1,684. That's not a lot of difference, though. So their forecast as a total was 4,260 sales year to date, while there were 4,125 actual sales through March. So that was a little bit more difference of 3.2%. Now, those totals we've talked about were resales and it looked at some new construction. But if we look at new construction by itself, Manisha, tell us how the new construction is doing.
So there were 238 new homes sold, which represented about 14.1% of all residential sales in Birmingham. Now, total sales did decrease by 4.4% year over year. And the median sale price in March was $311,690, which is an increase of 4.6% from February and also an increase of 6.4% from 1 year ago. And the reason that we like to bring in new constructions is because new construction kind of helps with the sale as well. New construction is part of our market as well. If there is less new construction, then we have less inventory. And that's why, it does look like the new construction have gone down from last year, and which is contributing to the market doing what it's doing as well. 4.6% from February and 6.4% from 1 year ago decrease means just building less and less houses. And that is really contributing as well.
Yes. And with the new construction, there's a lot of things that come into play as well, as far as inventory, looking at material costs. Because I was speaking with a builder just this week, and they were talking about the lumber shortage that they have right now, and also the electrical boxes. So a lot of different factors come into play when you're looking at new construction as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And labor as well. There's been shortage of labor, and that kind of contributes to it as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see, though, the trends are still there as far as the sales, the inventory, and the pricing. So as a retail buyer, you just want to be mindful of timing. Timing is everything. And as an investor buyer, the same thing. You want to make sure that you are knowledgeable of pricing, of the inventory, and of the sales, so you can make sound investment decisions for sure.
And Tanya, look at the months of supply. That's crazy that it can even go to 1.8.
I know, it is scary.
I know, right? We were thinking 2.7 was low, and we thought 2.4 was low. Now it's 1.8. How exactly? How scary is that?
Yeah, it is. It's very scary because eventually there's not going to be any homes for sale. So where does that leave a home buyer? They're still having to pay rent, which is not, the best utilization of your funds when you can buy, when you get in a position that you can buy.
Right.
So, yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And that's why it's great for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we, every month, will go over the numbers for the Alabama and Birmingham area. So we talked about the home numbers. So let's talk a little bit about the unemployment in Alabama. So according to data from Alabama Department of Labor, the state unemployment rate decreased from 4% in February to 3.8% in March. And then March 2020's rate was 2.6%. So in Alabama, we definitely still have some of the lowest unemployment rates out there, because the national rate in March was 6%. So as you can see, we are well below the national rate for unemployment in Alabama, which is a great thing, because that's money being pumped back into the market. Now, in the metro Jefferson County and the city of Birmingham, they saw even better results. So in Jefferson County, the rate decreased from 4.2% in February to 3.8% in March. And it's getting even closer to a year ago rate of 2.6%. So as you can see, in Jefferson County, the rates are even less. Now, in Birmingham's rate, it fell from 6.3% in February to 5.6% in March. Now, it is up from last year's of 3.3%, but it's still below the national level, because, again, the national level was 6%. So the state is below the national, and Jefferson County and the city of Birmingham. So there are a lot of people that do have jobs, and that means what? They can pump money into the economy in this area and in the state. So the metro experienced the largest gain in employment in the professional and business services and administrative. And one thing was surprising was the waste management sector. But the largest loss was in the leisure and hospitality. And I feel like that probably had a lot to do with the coronavirus pandemic, because a lot of people were not doing leisure activities or doing a lot of travel. But since we have the vaccine and more people are getting the vaccine, I predict that we'll see an increase in things opening back up, people traveling more, which means the leisure and hospitality sectors will see an increase of employment. So what do you think about those numbers, Manisha?
Yeah. I mean, great. That's great news for Alabama, right? That's really good. Our economy is doing good.
Yeah.
And also, terms of leisure and hospitality. We're already starting to see a little bit of it, right? So it's just a matter of it catching up and gaining its momentum and going back in the game like every other sector.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah, so that's really good news for Alabama. I have one more good news for us, Alabama economy, and that is Alabama ranked eighth in US for economic performance. How great is that? So,
Yeah,
of
that's
course,
awesome. And
I
that's
know,
in the whole United States. So that is awesome.
absolutely, absolutely. So, according to the first quarter index of state economic momentum, which is published by Washington, D.C. based state policy reports um, from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Alabama ranked eighth in economic performance. And it was compared to the national average of zero. So they start from zero. And now Alabama was among the 28 states that exceeded the national average, while 22 states and the District of Columbia lagged behind. So we were the one
Wow.
that I know one of the ones that was above zero. So that's pretty good for Alabama, right? For us to
Oh,
be
yeah, most definitely.
right. And also, now the index ranks states based on their most recent performance in three measures of economic vitality. So they used these three measures. They used personal income growth, employment growth, and even population growth. Now, we just did talk about employment, right? So now, in addition to that, there is personal income growth and population growth as well, in which we know, we're getting people, we're getting jobs, we're getting businesses, and we're getting people to move to Alabama as well. And we talk about that in our other videos as well. So that's definitely the good news for us. So now, Alabama ranked 13th on that index with 4.8% increase in personal income from the fourth quarter of 2019 compared to the same quarter in 2020. The national average was 4% for us. South Dakota ranked first with the 7.6% increase, and Alaska took the bottom spot with 0.1% increase. So there's the state that ranked seventh in employment growth with a 3.3 change between the February 2020 and February 2021 compared to the national average was minus 6.5%. Idaho and Utah were the only states that saw increase in employment at 1% and 0.4%. Hawaii took the bottom spot again. And for us, Alabama, we're in the positive side as well in terms of economy, in terms of personal income growth, and also in terms of population growth.
And that's huge because what that's telling us is how all of this works together. So, from the economic performance, with us having the personal income growth, employment growth, and population growth, that directly impacts the unemployment rate and also the purchasing power of buyers to purchase homes or investors to purchase investment property. So, as you can see, it's really important to look at all of these factors and how they work together. Because I would say if the economy was in the decline, we may not see the housing being in a shortage of houses, right? Because people couldn't afford to buy them. So it works. It's a good thing. And then because of the new construction, that is employing more people, and that impacts a lot of industries when you're building a home. So all of this information is a great correlation with one another.
Right.
So great information.
And that just goes to show that Alabama is a great place to invest in, right? Because we have so many things happening for us. It's just going up. Our economy is just going up, and it's in the price increase in for the homes, value increase for the homes. It is supported by the economy to a certain extent. So which is a good thing for us. This is definitely going on for us, and we're very thrilled to be in that Alabama market, right? And be able to invest and help other investors as well.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So great information as always. And each month we will be bringing the market research data so you can stay on top of what's going on in Alabama, what's going on in Jefferson County, Birmingham, Shelby County. So you are well educated on the market. And if you want to stay up on additional news and information, you can check out our website, which is batsonassociates.com. And you can also attend one of our monthly meetups, which is really good for those of you who are investing or want to learn to invest. And that's on meetup.com. And our meetup is Real Estate Investment Mastery. So we hope that you really enjoyed this information. Like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also you can follow us on Instagram at Bats and Associates and on Facebook at Bats and Associates. If you need to reach us, you can go to our website and hit contact us, or you can email us at batsandassociates@gmail.com. Manisha, did you have anything else?
Well, I mean, all I want to say to end with is, real estate investing is definitely local market. So you need to know your local market more than anything else. And that's what we try to bring you every month for you to know, for you to be on the know, see what's happening at the local level, so that y'all can make informed and educated decision about real estate. And see you all next month with more data and more information and more good source for you guys to help with your business.
Thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you.